pretty up your home with this year's hottest hues. In the home decor world, color makes all the difference, and my first guest says this year 2 colors are coming on as, you could say, the stars of the color wheel. Jessica Bennett with Alice Lane Home has an eye for up-and-coming trends. She's here to spot and help us style the 2 biggest colors of 2017. I'm excited about both colors. I just have to say, yeah? How do you trend spot when it comes to colors and home design?
Yeah, so when we go to market in October, so last year in October, they're forecasting what we're going to see for spring of 2017. So what we saw a lot of, and I couldn't believe it, it felt like it was too soon, but green.
We heard Pantone echo this in January, right?
Yeah,
as they named greenery the color of the year. What kind of green are we seeing?
So we saw everything. I mean, you've seen in fashion kind of that olive green, that fatigue for a little while now. But what we were seeing, what was really catching my eye was kind of that fresher take on green. Like,
brighter?
Yeah, brighter. The grass greens. We also I saw like sea foam and sages again. There is also the hunter green that you and I remember from the 90s.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, every shade of green. And the cool thing is that you can find whatever you love. Green is such a huge family. There's bluer greens, there's yellower greens. It's just whatever speaks to you that I think is right. But we saw interpreted more in the sea foams, and I felt like we saw some olives and some of that.
So of that entire green palette you just described, I'm sure you understand, you hear from clients, it's an intimidating color to pull off in your own space. Is there one green that you think would be kind of the entry drug, so to speak, or like the softer choice that you really could do in a doable way?
So I think it depends on the zone that we're going to use it in, and again, like what really speaks to your heart. Are you Kate Spade green? Are you really fresh and poppy? Maybe you don't have that personality. Maybe you're more sophisticated, like something like this in the living room, where
more muted.
We're more muted. There's a lot more black in it, and so it's just a little bit deeper and heavier. But maybe in the kitchen, we're going to freshen it up and make it feel like it's alive, like a fresh herb.
Is green a color, Jessica, we can work into existing palettes that we might have going in the living room or in the kitchen?
Absolutely.
Just pulling in pops?
Absolutely. Yeah, really easy. So obviously in the kitchen, it's going to be easy to do. You could have like a little herb garden situation. You could bring in greens. I think that would feel really fresh. Bottles of Pellegrino or something I love to style with.
You style with these a lot, and I think they're so elegant and so classy.
And it kind of becomes this neutral because it's just something, it's like our homes are surrounded with green. It's just sort of something that's living anyway. So I don't think it's as scary as like introducing orange or you know, something purple or something that your eye is really going to catch. I just think it's such an easy and natural palette that's happening anyway.
And is it a palette worth investing in? In other words, are we looking for the smaller pops, the more inexpensive, you know, accessories here and there, or could you go big and go crazy and feel like you can stick with green for years to come?
I think it depends on if you love green. And I can find within a range of greens something that really speaks to me. I could do something like this in my living room or in my master bedroom that could really stay for a long time. There's bluer greens. Remember mint green from the 90s?
Yes, my sister had a mint green bedroom, like top to bottom.
Totally, yeah. And so I think whatever speaks to you, maybe it's grassier, maybe it's this, but I think if you love green, like definitely go for it.
You know who loved green?
Who?
My grandma Betty. Okay, it would have been 1950s, 1960s. She invested in this gorgeous green couch. Are you proud of me? This is my living room. This is my formal living roroom. I was lucky enough to inherit it, and it's that bam when you walk in the door. So when I heard green, I thought, I was ahead of my time before I knew it, AKA my grandma Betty was ahead of her time.
Grandma Betty.
Isn't that awesome to see those throwbacks in modern ways, like styled and updated? Anyway, I thought you'd give me a gold star for that.
You do get a gold star. We also saw, they did a spread, Kelly Wersler did a kitchen for Cameron Diaz. Her whole kitchen is this high gloss green.
No kidding.
Amazing, and she did a gold backsplash, but she's a person that has to probably just love that color.
Right, you do.
Know? So you can go as far as lacquering your cabinets in green. In our design center, we had a French door that was lacquered in green, and it felt really happy and bright, and we all loved it and would often take pictures in front of the green door.
What I found with that green couch, and it's in a formal, you know, sitting room type space, so we don't use it all that often, but I was amazed the different look it took on when you put it with a classy navy blue or the crisp whites. It didn't feel as stark or as bold, at least in that space that we did. So
yeah, and it probably makes you smile every time you walk in. It's so fresh.
The memory alone, but yes, the color too.
Yeah, and I'm sure you
absolutely.
get a ton of compliments on it.
People are always like, where did you find that?
Wow
yes,
factor.
Thank you, Grandma Betty. I appreciate that. Okay, moving on to our second color. This is one that you and I were talking before the show. We're both super excited about. You're bringing in pinks and blushes, almost soft corals of sorts.
Yes, yeah. So again, like choose your range, whatever makes you really, really happy. But pink is something that is so chic, and And everybody looks good in pink, including men. So one of my favorite designers, Suzanne Kassler, did a pink dining room, and it was really great, but she was all in with it. It wasn't blush or pastel. It wasn't a baby girl's room. It was really intentional, really beautiful, saturated color. So depending on what your comfort level is, I mean, I think you can really go for it, or you can just play a little bit more in the safe zone, but we all look beautiful in pink.
What other, if you want to just play it in the safe zone and go for those smaller pops or accessories, what colors does pink pair well with?
Yeah, so we're still seeing gold. At Market, they were starting to bring silvers back.
Oh, there it is.
Like, nobody wants silver yet, but it's their job
Don't
to
take our
start
gold
to bring
away
it
from
back.
us.
I know. So we were seeing a lot of silvers. I think pink and silver would be really, I brought this just to sort of show.
Pretty, yeah.
The pink and silver is really pretty, but I still am loving it with our metallics, our golds. You can see in this pillow, we've got some of that sort of deeper gold tone with the pink. It's stunning. And it's a neutral. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not super in your face pink, so we can be grown up about it.
Put on your design psychologist hat for us. How do we sell a man on pink?
On pink.
In a living space or in an open area in the home? How do you sell that?
So, I mean, I think that I would use it in a special place, like a dining room. Men aren't really, it's not like your family room is maybe going to be overly pink.
Right.
But I think a powder bath would be really great. You can also use it in, your master bedroom if you wanted to infuse some of those pinks.
Just small touches there.
Restful, or maybe it's more bath. I mean, I even brought like cookbooks. Mom's in the kitchen, and so maybe she wants to have a little bit of life in pink cherry blossoms, and you can put these with little candles in it. So I think there's definitely ways to fit it in there. If
I'm
you're
all in.
All in,
I
or if you
love
want
it.
to just dip your toe in the water.
I think it's so pretty. I really do. And you've shown off both colors beautifully styled in different ways with different palettes. So thank you so much for the inspiration.
Yeah.
You're always tracking the trends. We can shop those trends at your store and also online. Most people don't realize that.
Yeah. Yep. We're online, and it's a really great thing. It's free shipping. So if you live in St. George, if you live wherever you live and you can't get into the store, we'll just ship it right to your door.
They can bring a touch of Alice Lane to your home, which is what every at-home decorator wants. Thank you so much. We love seeing you.